Let's face it, celebrities live very different lives. They've got the fame, the money, the cameras, and in many cases, the cars. Some celebrities go all in on collecting cars, classic muscle, ultra luxury, rare supercars, you name it. But here's the thing, not all car collections are equal. Some are thoughtful, rare, and well-maintained. Others, let's just say they're more about showing off than actually appreciating the cars themselves. So today, we're taking a look at celebrity car collections, rating some of the best and some of the worst. Real cars, real garages, no exaggeration. Just what they own, why it matters, and what it says about them. Let's start with someone who's surprisingly into cars. Not just for looks, but for the history, the performance, and the legacy, Jay Leno. Now, Jay Leno isn't just a late-night TV host. He's a serious car guy. We're talking about a collection of more than 180 cars and 160 motorcycles. His garage isn't a garage, it's basically a museum. What makes Jay's collection stand out isn't just the size, it's the depth. He has everything from a 1909 Baker Electric to a modern McLaren P1. He also has obscure stuff like a Blastoline Special, which is powered by a tank engine. Yeah, a literal tank engine. But it's not just about buying rare cars. Jay knows the history behind each one. He maintains them, he drives them, and he talks about them like a true enthusiast. You can tell this isn't about status, it's about passion, and that's what makes his collection one of the best. Not because of the price tags, but because of the love behind it. Now let's switch gears a bit to someone on the other side of the spectrum. Let's talk about Kylie Jenner. Now Kylie has a lot of money, that's not a secret, and she spent a good chunk of it on cars. Her garage includes a Bugatti Chiron, multiple Ferraris, a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, a Lamborghini Urus, and a Mercedes Maybach, just to name a few. But here's the thing, while the cars are expensive, the collection doesn't show much connection to car culture. There's no real theme, no visible appreciation for the classics or the engineering. It's more about buying flashy, high-end cars and customizing them in trendy colors like baby pink or bright orange. Is it the worst car collection? Not really. It's full of beautiful machines. But when you line it up next to someone like Jay Leno, who knows the story of every engine in his garage, Kylie's lineup feels more like a fashion accessory than a collection. Next up, we have someone who lives and breathes speed, Lewis Hamilton. Yes, the Formula One world champion doesn't just drive fast on the track. Off the track, his garage is filled with serious cars. A LaFerrari, a McLaren P1, a Shelby Cobra, and several Mercedes AMGs, which makes sense given his connection with the brand. What stands out is how balanced his collection is. It's not overwhelming in size, but every car in it has a purpose, either performance, heritage, or emotional value. He's even said that he doesn't buy just to show off. He's selective. That kind of thoughtfulness shows. He also sold several of his high-performance cars a few years ago to lower his environmental impact. That kind of decision adds a different kind of value, responsibility. On the flip side, someone whose car collection is kind of puzzling, Lil Uzi Vert. Now, Uzi definitely likes cars. He's posted quite a few, Bugattis, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces, but the main theme is customization. Neon wraps, anime decals, extreme body kits. It's loud, bright, and hard to miss. While there's no denying that the cars are expensive, the way they're modified often makes car lovers shake their heads. A Rolls-Royce covered in cartoon stickers or a Lamborghini turned into a spaceship might look cool on Instagram, but in the world of car collecting, it's kind of like spray painting a Picasso. To be fair, Uzi's collection fits his personality. It's wild, creative, and unapologetically unique. But if we're rating it in terms of car heritage, value, or care, it probably doesn't rank near the top. Now let's talk about someone whose collection is not just great, it's one of the most elegant, Ralph Lauren. You probably know him for the fashion brand, but his car collection? It's on another level. Ralph owns some of the rarest, most beautifully preserved cars in the world. We're talking a 1938 Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO, a 1955 Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. These are cars that most people only see in museums. And guess what? Many of them are displayed in museum-quality condition. He doesn't flood social media with them. He doesn't modify them. He respects the original craftsmanship. He even lent parts of his collection to the Louvre for an exhibition. That tells you something. When your car collection ends up in an art museum, you're doing something right. Now going back to the more chaotic side of celebrity garages, Post Malone. His collection is a mixed bag. He's got a white Bugatti Chiron, a Lamborghini Aventador, and a Ford GT. He's even got a custom Apocalypse 6x6 truck, It looks like something from a sci-fi movie. There's no clear theme, and some of the modifications are questionable, but you get the sense that Post Malone just buys what he likes. No rules. And that's fine, but it's not the kind of collection that stands out for depth or detail. It's more like a fast food version of a car garage. Quick, bold, and all over the place. Let's talk about someone whose car collection is, well, kind of like a comic book come to life. William from the Black Eyed Peas. Now, William isn't just buying high-end cars, he's transforming them. His garage includes custom builds that look like futuristic Batmobiles with massive grills, spaceship-like interiors, and bold, blocky frames. But here's the thing, most of these designs aren't loved by car enthusiasts. In fact, some purists think he's ruining perfectly good cars. One of the more talked about examples is a custom Mercedes that barely looked like a Mercedes by the time it was finished. The craftsmanship is there, but many people wonder why you'd turn a sleek, timeless design into something that looks like a concept car from a sci-fi cartoon. Still, you have to give him credit. He's not following anyone else's rules. His garage is full of imagination. Whether it works or not, that depends on who you ask. Next, let's look at someone who's always in the fast lane, Cristiano Ronaldo. The soccer superstar has a collection that's hard to beat. Bugattis, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Rolls-Royces. Pretty much every car you dream about is probably sitting in one of his garages. And these aren't just for show. He drives them, he cares for them, and he rotates them depending on the event. His most famous car might be the Bugatti 110, a $9 million hypercar that only 10 people in the world own. He also owns a McLaren Senna, Ferrari F12 TDF, and multiple Rolls-Royce Cullinans. It's a jaw-dropping lineup. What makes Ronaldo's collection stand out isn't just the money, it's the balance of rarity, performance, and personal taste. There's a clear focus on top-tier engineering, no random fluff. It's one of the best in the sports world, no question. Now let's go in a totally different direction. Rowan Atkinson, the actor best known as Mr. Bean. You'd expect someone that famous to have a flashy garage, right? Turns out, not quite. Atkinson is a real car enthusiast. He's got an engineering degree, and he actually writes articles for car magazines. He owns classic cars like the Aston Martin V8 Vantage and the BMW 328. He also famously owned a McLaren F1, one of the rarest and most valuable cars ever made. He crashed it twice and then sold it for millions. But here's what really makes his collection different. He drives his cars a lot. Even the McLaren F1 wasn't tucked away under glass. He believes cars are meant to be driven, not just displayed. And that philosophy makes his collection one of the most respected among gearheads. But not every celeb shares that kind of taste. Take Kim Kardashian, for example. Her collection is very on-brand, luxurious, custom-colored, and often very monochrome. She has Rolls-Royces, Lamborghinis, Maybachs, all painted in grays, whites, and matte finishes. It's very sleek, very modern, but also a bit repetitive. There's no sense of variety or classic taste. It's more like a fashion line than a car collection. It's clean, yes, but a lot of car lovers would say it's missing heart. Every car looks like it came from the same catalog. Beautiful, but kind of soulless. On the other hand, you've got Keanu Reeves, who takes a completely different approach. He's not flashy at all, but he's a big motorcycle guy. He actually co-founded Arch Motorcycle, a company that builds custom performance bikes. His car collection is quiet and modest. Some Porsches, some classic American muscle, nothing too showy, but that's what makes it cool. It's simple, it's real, and it fits him. He doesn't need a dozen Ferraris to prove anything. His vehicles are about craftsmanship and feeling, not just flexing wealth. Another interesting one, Justin Bieber. Now, Bieber's had a bit of everything. He's gone through phases. Early on, he was all about loud Lamborghinis and neon Audis. Then he moved to customized Rolls-Royces and Range Rovers. At one point, he had a car modified to look like something from a sci-fi movie. It barely resembled the original. But his taste seems to change quickly, and not always with a clear direction. It's not necessarily a bad collection, but it's inconsistent. Sometimes cool, sometimes cringe. Kind of like his early music. It's grown, but still all over the place. And then there's Elon Musk. Now, you might think the CEO of Tesla only drives electric cars. And yes, he does have several Teslas, including a Roadster and a Cybertruck. But Elon's collection goes beyond that. He once bought the actual Lotus Esprit submarine car from the James Bond movie. He's also owned a McLaren F1 and a few vintage classics. It's a quirky mix, some sci-fi nostalgia, some cutting-edge tech, and a sprinkle of billionaire eccentricity. His garage makes sense for who he is. It's not massive, but it's very Elon. Let's not forget Eric Bana. the Australian actor. He's not the flashiest guy in Hollywood, but his passion for cars runs deep. He famously restored and raced a 1974 Ford Falcon Coupe, nicknamed the Beast. He even made a documentary about it. That level of care and connection to a single car says a lot more than owning 20 supercars you don't understand. And finally, a surprising one, Jeff Goldblum. While he doesn't have a massive collection, the cars he does own are quirky and full of character, just like him. Vintage Volvos, classic American cruisers. He once said he prefers cars that have a little weirdness to them. It's not about speed or money, it's about vibe. So after all that, what can we say? The best celebrity car collections aren't always the biggest. They're the ones that show real love for cars, for the art, the history, the engineering, collections with character, with purpose, and the worst? They're not bad because they're flashy or expensive. They just feel empty. All style, no soul. At the end of the day, a car collection is a reflection of personality. Some are loud and wild, others are classy and quiet. And once in a while, you find one that's a perfect mix of both. And that's a wrap on today's deep dive into celebrity car collections, the best, the worst, and everything in between. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Got a celebrity collection you want us to cover next? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.